Welcome to round 21 of No Cap with the boys. How are we, legends?
Not bad, Ben. Yourself?
Excellent. Amazing. Couldn't be better.
Podcast sponsored by Body Envy Massage, Sydney's #1 mobile massage service. Jacob, how are you, man?
Yeah, good. Great to be here for another week of footy. Hopefully uninterrupted this week. So thank Peter Valandis for putting on a show for us last weekend.
That's right.
You know, we went Saturday without footy and everyone was sort of losing their mind. We all had to watch AFL or something. So, no, it was good. It was good to have the footy back. So, well done to Valandis and the team for making that happen.
Yeah, no, that was ridiculous. They almost shut the game down for what? It was just for show, honestly, to show, oh, look, nothing's bigger than what's going on. The players were following orders for how long, in the bubble for how long. It was ridiculous. There's no need for it, especially when it came back the next day and Monday. It was actually a circus. Yeah, Ben, you happy with Peter? What?
Oh, I love Peter.
What'd you call him before?
King Pete.
King Pete.
He saved my mental health last weekend.
You're going mad, weren't you?
Yeah, I was going crazy.
Yeah, it might have ruined Queensland's chances of getting the grand final for that stunt they pulled, honestly. You'd think it was going to be Suncorp Stadium. Also, MCG now is in the running for the grand final, but the government stuffed themselves up there, what they did.
Yeah, so I hope it goes down to Melbourne. Anastasia just is playing games.
Yeah, look, I don't know. Like, Brisbane, I reckon, deserve a grand final.
Realistically.
Like rugby league's massive over there. It's probably bigger than what it is in Sydney. Like, just the way they sort of, I don't know, their connection towards the game. It's a proper religion over there. So, yeah, what happened on the weekend wasn't ideal. Obviously, it was probably she didn't really think about her decision. She just made it on the spot. But, you know, well done to Valandis and the team for making it happen. And I don't know if Melbourne will be the answer. I know the way the NRL will look at it is highest bidder probably win. But in terms of the game, like, that weekend's also the AFL. So it will be a big weekend in Melbourne, that's for sure. But I just don't think that it's going to be as appreciated over there as it would be in Brisbane.
They'd be assuming melbournestorm would be in the grand final, and they look like they'll probably be there. So that's the major reason why they're considering it. I'm sure there's about 30,000 people that care about the NRL down there, and the rest of them would just fill it up because it's a spectacle.
Imagine Melbourne plays in the grand final and wins it in Melbourne. For the first time ever.
Probably the first and only time.
That would be amazing.
But I like that the NRL had more contingency plans. Like they were ready to go anywhere. They were ready to go to Perth. They were ready to go to Adelaide, Northern Territory. It didn't matter, or even Melbourne, to be honest, to continue the game. Like, they had options. So it was just stupid, honestly. Like, I still think it's dumb the way they did it. It was 6 cases or something, and they went mad. Like, anyway, yeah, over the weekend, looked pretty clear who the contenders and pretenders are. Honestly, you may as well scrap the 7th and 8th spots. I mean, we talked about who we think's going to make it, but are they going to really make a big dent in the finals?
Well, I reckon one of the top 4 right now might have a bit of a fall. But that's for later.
Sooner than you think.
I think, you know, the top 8, the Gold Coast are now starting to sort of come into their own. I think that Toby Sexton's been pretty good for them, and someone they probably didn't realise that they had. The way that he's been playing has been unreal. He's done an awesome job replacing Fogarty. I think Cronulla, they've probably got the easiest run home. What we saw from Canberra on the weekend sort of started to put doubt in everyone's mind again about Canberra. Like, are they up for it? I don't know. I think last week I said it'll be the Titans and Canberra, but this week I think I'm leaning towards more Titans and Newcastle. I think when Mitchell Pearce comes back and Ponga, like, when they just build that combination again, and we saw how good Bradman Best was on the weekend, I think Newcastle will probably find themselves in the top 8. But it's going to be, I don't know, I think the top 7's guaranteed. I just think there's going to be about 3 or 4 teams fighting for that 8th spot. But yeah, like I said, I think Newcastle might pinch it.
I mean, Canberra just fell asleep the first 15. And sad, they worked their way back into that game. You're right. But again, are they going to make a big dent in the top 6? Do you think any of them got a chance against the top 6, whoever ends up being 5th or 6th? I don't think so. I mean, honestly, you may as well send them all home and just do a top 6.
When it comes to finals is a different ball game. So
yeah, but I don't want to see an upset from 7th or 8th. I couldn't care less, because Manly's genuinely the biggest threat. I know you got Roosters, Parramatta, but they're the biggest threat. Man, we're going to see how good they go in the weekend against the top side. But if they got Tommy, man, and Tommy hasn't played in the finals for how long? Maybe like since 2017. I just want to see quality football. I don't want to see fluke win and then they get belted by 50 the next week against Penrith or Melbourne. You know what I mean? I don't care.
Similar to what we saw with Parramatta a few years ago when they beat Brisbane and then.
But again, Parramatta, they were coming up. Like, that was different.
Yeah.
Like, you actually thought the way they played, it was like they smashed in Brisbane. You thought they were going to go up. And, I mean, let's segue to Parramatta. I mean, have they changed since 2019? Have they improved since 2019? Just, I mean, I think a little bit, but not as much as everyone thought. They struggled the last 2 games against, who was it, Canberra and the Roosters?
Yeah.
Especially against the Roosters last week. I mean, that's a game we talked about. Me and you thought, Jacob, they'd win, just.
Yeah.
They weren't even in the game. They weren't up for it at all.
Yeah, you could sort of tell from the start, you know, their shapes and their patterns weren't sort of working. And, you know, full credit to the Roosters. They really got in their face and they made it really hard for them. And it was very uncomfortable. Like, you could just tell, like, the humidity was at, like, nearly 90%.
Ugly.
And
Very ugly game.
Yeah, it was just, you know, terrible sort of conditions if you think about it, especially coming from, you know, where you are in Western Sydney or Sydney, just winter, but I suppose both teams played in the same conditions. But I don't know, I feel like Roosters just adapted to it better. And, you know, Roosters had a lot of players out, but the way they just, you know, put on that performance, they just did the simple stuff right, and it paid off for them. And unfortunately, Parramatta just couldn't really deliver, and, like, they had a few chances, but I just feel like they lacked a bit of leadership on that day. And, you know, Gutherson can only do so much. And, you know, when he's over trying, he probably makes more mistakes and then sort of looks worse for him, I suppose. He's trying to build a sort of reputation of being one of the top fullbacks in the game. But I don't know if he has, you know, on that night especially had the right sort of group around him. But he had a proper crack, you know, so I don't know, like Mitch Moses is back for them this week. So
it's a massive,
It's a massive week for them, and I know that they've been sort of working hard behind the scenes to try and get a win because their fans will probably be, you know, screaming for a win. You know, we saw how well they started the year, and so I think it's time now. If they want to make a statement heading into the finals, this week's the week, and their number 6 has to step up. Moses is coming back, so he's going to have to just from the get-go. He's just going to have to pretty much start where he finished off. You know, like he doesn't really have time to sort of get back into it, because if you look at it, mate, Roosters and Manly are coming. So, and ideally, you want a top 4 finish.
They're right there.
You want a top 4 finish.
No.
But like you were saying, 7 and 8 probably don't play a part in the finals.
Get rid of them.
But as we saw in 2014 with the Bulldogs, they finished 7th and made the grand final. No one. I didn't even give them a chance. They had Melbourne in the first week.
That's different, man. If the Dogs were in the hunt, you know, I'd care, but I don't give a shit. That's the thing. But I'm assuming that's the team you're talking about, Benny.
Yeah, Parramatta.
Are they done for the year?
They're gonna have a massive.
No. Stop.
Done.
Are they done for the year?
They're done. They're finished.
That's it. So that's all I wanted to know. If they're done or not. 'Cause this time last year, I said they were done. I just didn't say it. Yeah. But this year I saw a bit of difference. You know, they did beat Melbourne. They did beat the Roosters. They showed something, but now it's the same kind of pattern. They're coming in. No Mitchell Moses the last 2 weeks. It is a big in. It's not like they're not trying. They're trying their fucking asses off.
So you're going to tell me that Mitchell Moses coming back early from a serious back fracture is going to help them steer the ship around against a team that has Cook, Walker and Reynolds, and not forgetting the great one, Latrell Mitchell.
Just don't forget that South versus Penrith and South versus Melbourne, and they got belted by a combined score of I think 100 and something to 6.
You're telling me
they got belted by the top 2 teams. I'm not saying that they will lose this.
You're telling me Wayne Bennett's team
they got belted. They got belted.
He's gonna lose 3 times in one season by 50 points.
I'm not saying they're going to lose by 50. I'm trying to explain that they versed top teams and they buckled. They take care of all the shit teams easily, yeah? But when it comes to the top teams, they got the same issue. They can't win. But Parramatta are in a worse position. They got the hardest run, but they got the hardest run going to the finals. True?
Yeah, but if they fall out of the 8, that means they're finals.
Fall out of the 8? What do you mean fall out of the 8? So you think
no.
So you think they're missing the finals?
Yeah, that's what I thought, but I did my calculations early in the week, and they can't.
It's impossible.
Yeah, it's impossible. Let's say they fall out of the top 4, and they make the finals at 5 or 6, and they get a harder team at 7 or 8 and they lose that first game, they're out.
I think they would. I'm not saying it's because they'll buckle or anything, but I think if they don't finish top 4, yeah, there's no point really, right? I mean, you got Manly and Roosters way better form, and they're chasing their tails. If that doesn't motivate them to win a couple of games here, I mean, what else? There's nothing else, honestly.
Yeah, so the Eels have a quality side from 1 to 17. So there's really no excuses. Like, so most of their forwards have sort of been or involved in a representative side, so they know what it takes, and they just, I don't know what it is. If they lack a bit of sort of, I wouldn't say leadership, but maybe the culture at the club isn't at the standard that the Roosters are at, isn't at the standard that Melbourne's at. Like, there could probably be a conflict of egos, and when it comes to the business end of the season and times get a bit tough, because they do at the finals, people are playing with injuries, there's a lot more pressure on you, those egos get in the way. I'm not too sure, but that could be a contributing factor to what's going on. But just the way they've been playing the last 2 weeks, it's just not Parramatta that we know. Do you know what I mean? Like,
they're a good side.
They are a good team, and I just don't know what's going on. And it's very easy to blame the coach, but is that actually his fault? We don't know.
But if you're talking about culture and you're talking about, you know, the egos and all that, who does that fall back on? It does fall back on the coach. He should be in control.
Yeah.
He should be mindful of those things. Like, again, there was no reason not to be in the game against the Roosters, and understrength Roosters.
Yeah.
You want pretty much the whole team. Surely they should have been in the hunt. I mean, it's always been the case with Parramatta the last 3 years. When they start well, they go on with it, man. You can't stop them. It's very hard to. But if they go down or they're behind, they struggle to get back into the contest, to grind back into the contest. It only takes a try or two, but for some reason they just struggle. I mean, have they hit their ceiling? I mean, that's the next question that's going to come up soon. I don't want to go off early like my friend here, Ben. He's probably right. They're probably done for the year. I mean, it doesn't look like they'll win the Premiership, because ultimately, as a fan, that's what you want.
Yeah.
If you've got a team like this, that's your best team in a long time. It's probably better than the 09 team, let's be honest.
Yeah.
If you go position for position. I'm not saying anyone there was better than Hayne, okay?
Yeah.
But a lot of other positions they got covered.
Yeah.
It's their best team since maybe 01.
Yeah.
Surely they should be closer to that Premiership than they are right now.
Yeah.
You know, that's the issue. And again, it goes back to the coach, doesn't it? I mean, he's a good guy. I'm not saying nothing about him as a person, but as a coach, has he reached the ceiling? These next couple of weeks going to show. If they can't win a couple of games out of these, like they don't have to win every game, but if they can stay in the 4, they're showing something. They've shown something there. That's going to give them a big finals boost. But if they fall out of the 4, I think they're primed for an upset in the first round to go out.
Yeah. If they fall out of the 4, that's going to be a massive. That's going to like put a massive dent in their confidence. Do you know what I mean? Like, and like we're going back, like they got a lot of egos in that team, and if they fall out of the 4, it's very easy for them to give up and be like, we don't have anything else to deliver. So I think these next few weeks are very important for them, and hopefully they can get a win and just sort of make a statement just to keep the competition competitive as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone's saying now it's going to be Melbourne and Penrith in the grand final or Manly, but you just want to keep it as competitive as possible, and it'd be good for Parramatta just to go out there for the next 4 or 5 weeks and just be competitive every week.
Well, the only easy game they've got is the Cowboys, right?
On the 21st of August, which is a Saturday in 3 weeks.
Just almost jumped in. It almost jumped me, bro, there. But the other games, Rabbitohs, Manly, Storm, Penrith, I'm not, again, you're not expecting them to win every game, but expecting them to win 2 of those games, right? If they're serious. True, Ben?
True.
And you don't think they're going to win any of them?
They'll win the Cowboys game. That's all I'm gonna give you. You're not getting any more.
Look, I don't want to go off. I don't want to go off too early, because maybe Mitchell Moses is the key, because he's been playing his best footy before the injury up to Origin. How bad is the back? I don't know. We'll find out.
I don't know. It's a shame that it's sort of panned out that way, and it's a shame that now, unfortunately,
it's very similar to last year, very similar to the year before, the way it just capitulated. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So let's just hope that now, for Parramatta's sake, that when Moses comes back, we'll start to see the Parramatta side from pre-Origin 3, I'd imagine.
The thing is, they got to learn to win ugly. That's ultimately what it is. Talk about all this. At the end of the day, they got to learn to win ugly. Yeah. You know, because when it comes to finals, close games, everyone's got their nice way they play, right? Everyone's got, and it's spectacular. It's hectic. Parramatta's on it. They're one of the best teams to watch. But you got to be able to win ugly as well.
Yeah.
And they proved it once against the Storm.
That's right.
They won ugly. They don't do that enough. Yeah, they don't do that enough. And
they're going to need to bring the performance that they had last year against Penrith and the performance that they had this year against Melbourne when they won.
But
they need to bring that to the finals. Whether they finish 4, 6, 4,
forget
5
finals.
or 6.
Forget finals. You got to bring it now. You got to bring it now because this is going to be a close game against Souths. I think it's going to be close because Parramatta's going to be up for it. But they got to find a way to win that. That's it. If they find a way to win, they're doing their job. That's it. That's all they got to do.
This week they'll take it to the wire against South?
Yeah, it has to be. They have to. There's no chance.
So it'll go to the wire. So 1 point.
Yeah, it's gonna be that. It's gonna be that close. It has to be. I can't see Parramatta getting smashed after the last 2 weeks. You can't.
What day is this game? I'm pretty excited to watch it.
Friday night, isn't it? Anyway, let's see what happens. Moving on to probably the most informed player in the league today. He's the best player in the league right now. I mean, besides Nathan Cleary, but he was injured. It's funny when they get injured, everyone just forgets. Yeah. But Tom Trbojevic, wow. I mean, I can only go on Supercoach stats here, but mate, what did he get? Did he get the record? Or did he just miss it?
I think he did get it.
He got the record?
Or I think he's set the record.
I don't know, but he's been setting records. What a game on the weekend. Again, it was against the Sharks, but he put him to the sword.
Yeah,
that was ridiculous,
the
man.
Sharks aren't that bad of a side. Like,
no, they're not.
For a top 8 spot. And to score 3 tries, and I think he set up 3 as well. He's just unbelievable at the moment. Whatever he touched turns into gold, and the tries he scored and the tries he sets up is just unbelievable. And he's not just a good footy player, but he's a good person. And I feel like that helps him a lot, and that he gets a lot of respect from his teammates and also from opposition too. He doesn't get involved in all the niggle, and he doesn't like to go out there and find trouble. And he's just footy. He's just a footy head. All he wants to do is play footy. He knows everything and
has no emotion.
Yeah, and he's so good at it. And the way he's playing now, like, it's just, you can call it a breakout season in a way. I don't think he's ever had a season like this before. We've always known he's great, but I don't think we've ever seen him do what he's doing now. And
we haven't seen it since like the Barber season
or
the Jared Hayne season.
Yeah, it's one of those years for him. But
is.
I think he's that player that, because you can just tell he's switched on. He's not going to get caught up in rubbish. He can do this for so many years to come.
And
he'll be very consistent.
That's what's crazy. Like, each time he has a good season, it goes to another level. Like 2017, that was pretty much his first time he's taken over the team. They went to finals, a good start. 2019, he was on a roll. Then he got injured, unfortunately. And now he's even 10 times better now. That's what's scary, man. And what is he, 22, 23, 24? Man,
so his
it's
body
ridiculous.
is in its prime.
Not even. Prime is 26 to bloody 30, man. That's what's scary, man. Well, how old is he?
Well, I didn't look up his age, but he's coming fourth in the Dally M.
It would have been as of around 12, right?
Oh, yeah, around 12.
But listen, can I say something? Is he having a better season than Hayne and Barber?
Yes.
Yes. And I'll tell you why. There's an index that they calculate about play performance. He's had 4 of the top scores in history this year. No one's had more than 2 high scores in history. That was Jared Hayne.
What do you mean by high scores?
Like, they accumulate all the stats they did in a game, right? And it comes up with a number.
You had him in Supercoach, eh? And captained him, right?
You did too, didn't you? Yeah, of course.
He got all up 226 points in to captain him.
That's double.
That's double. So he got you like 450 points.
Something like that.
Wow, that's a stat.
I mean,
did you win that? Did you win that round?
I won the game. Yeah, thank God. Are you in the 8? But yeah,
Sammy must be burning,
is it 1 round left? Yeah, beautiful. But yeah, Tom's having a better season than him, isn't he?
Yeah.
The only difference is those two made the grand final. Can Manly make the grand final, Ben?
From what I'm seeing from Tom, yes, they can.
Jacob, you reckon they can make the grand final, Manly?
100%. I think they've got the right players, and everyone's bonding well. And Hasler, as much as we gave him stick for what he did at the Dogs, he's just so good. He knows how to get the best out of his plays, and he's a legend of the club, and I feel because of that he's so respected. But yeah, I think they can. I think they can. Like, if you look at it, my top 4 is probably going to be Melbourne, Penrith, Souths, and then probably Manly finish 4th, which would mean Melbourne and Manly will play in week 1. So who knows? That could be the grand final. It might be Manly, Penrith, and Manly to versus Melbourne in the final.
The only downside for Manly is their defence. That's the only thing I can think of that's letting them down. They do leak a lot of points. They score 50 points a game since Tom's come in, yeah, but they leak about 20 points a game. You can't do that against Melbourne or Penrith or even a Rabbitohs. You can't, because they'll punish you. You know, you won't have the ball as much. Like, for them, it's easy to beat the crap teams, the ones below them. But when it comes to against the big teams who will make you pay for mistakes, you know, even more, it'll be tough to win those grinding games if they don't fix their defence. True, Ben?
100%. Defence is key to anything.
In life.
So let's say this leaderboard, the Dally M leaderboard, is the tally for round 12. Nathan Cleary hasn't played much football, and RTS has pulled out of the comp altogether this year. Does that mean Tommy Turbo is at number 1 in the Dally M leaderboards?
Oh, how many rounds has it been?
So we're around 21 now.
So it's been 9 rounds. He probably played 6 of them. I'm just guessing top of my head.
Yeah.
He probably got man of the match on all of them.
Yeah.
Or 5 of them. 5 times 3 is 15. What's he on there?
He's on 15 points.
So it'd be about 30 points now.
So he's in the clear.
Not in the clear, but I think he's favourite, right?
Oh, can we put money on him?
Nah, they stopped that all.
They did?
Yeah, because someone wanted to mess around with the coach of the year. They ruined it.
Oh, what yeah, it's all good.
But yeah, look, we've seen seasons like this, like I said, Hayne and Barber, but I haven't seen, they were shit without him. Do you remember that the first month? They were horrible. Oh, they couldn't score a point, man.
I'm pretty sure they got thumped to the Roosters.
They got thumped by everyone.
Yeah, they were copping beatings, but
I mean, they got pumped by St. George. They got pumped by Rabbitohs. They got pumped by, like you said, Roosters. What was that? They got pumped by Penrith, if you remember that, at Brookie.
yeah.
You know, and then he comes back, and then all of a sudden, they just...
They beat the Titans, I'm pretty sure.
They
and everyone was like,
slapped
what's
them.
going on here?
Because the Titans were killing it.
Yeah, was like, what's going on here?
Like I said, man, I haven't seen like that kind of a difference in a team that quick. Remember we said it might take him a month or 2 to get back? Nah.
Straight away.
Crazy.
And hopefully, you know, that's what Moses does for Para, and that's what Cleary does for Penrith, and everyone's firing again.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We've got to wait and see, right?
Yeah.
We've got to just wait and see. All right, here's an ad from our sponsor.
The following announcement has been paid for by
Body Envy Massage. So we do massages all over Sydney. We're mobile. We come straight directly to you. We take bookings over DMs and text message. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook. We've also got a website, bodyenvymassage.com.au. On Insta, it's Body Envy Massage. Facebook, it's Body Envy Massage 17. We're mobile all over Sydney, so we travel to the north, to the east.
Sydney's number one.
Sydney's number one.
You can't get better than this guy. All right, we're back. Round 21 of the Telstra Premiership. Hopefully they don't stop it this time.
I don't know how I feel about them running out with masks on and throwing them in the bin. It just looks silly.
What about inside the sheds? That was funny. You show the comments, bro. The comments are funny over it.
Yeah. I think they're just doing it just to show the Queensland government that, yeah.
You know what would be funny if they let them play with the masks on?
Oh, shit. First game, Knights Broncos, 750. Knights, we talked about it, had a really good win last week.
I'm going with Newcastle because Mitchell Pearce is back and they've got Best and Ponga and Pearce. So they'll start forming combinations.
Close to full strength. Yeah.
Massive loss for Brisbane with Stags being ruled out. You saw how good he was for them last week. Arthurs obviously comes in to take his spot. And then with Newcastle, they lose their dummy half in Jaden Brayley and then being replaced by Chris Randall. So defence, I think, is going to be required from him. And then you'll probably see their forwards making a few more tackles, which could probably impact the way they attack. So I think that's going to be their biggest loss. But, you know, Brisbane aren't the flashiest of sides. And if Newcastle can step up and try and cement that top 8 spot, then there's no reason why they shouldn't win.
Yeah, Stag's a bigger loss. He's a point of attack for them. He gives them confidence. They really, I don't know, they just seem to follow his lead when he's out there, which is crazy. Again, he's a centre. He's not a halfback or a fullback. But, yeah, he's a massive loss. So, yeah. Again, when you don't expect Newcastle to win, they win. When you expect them, like now, they should win and make a run at the 8. Who knows? But I'll go Newcastle.
Yeah, Newcastle here.
Yeah. You went Newcastle, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
All right, another fight for the 8 here. Canberra versus St. George. Canberra disappointing last week. St. George even worse. Because Ben Hunt's out, I'm just going to go Canberra.
Same, and for the same reason.
Yeah, Canberra, the only loss they have is Seb Chris, but, the loss of Ben Hunt, Tyrell Sloan, which means Jack Bird's now went from second row to fullback. Unheard of, but it is what it is. I think Canberra, but expect a big game from Zach Lomax.
I mean, on paper, yeah. Like, that's Zach's first game back, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, on paper, St. George should be really competitive here. I don't know what's going on with them. They've had a crap season, obviously, with off the field, all that mumbo-jumbo that's happened. Yeah, like, again, Canberra should win. Should. A bigger game and a top 4 spot on the line. I guess for Parramatta in their circumstance, top 4 spot on the line for them. But even we talked about it, Parramatta versus the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Like I said, it's going to be a close one. I think, okay, picking them, I'm going to go Parra just.
Yeah, I'm going to go with South Sydney.
By. Don't be afraid.
20.
Okay.
The thing with this game is South Sydney, they're 1, 6, 7, 9, 13. They're spine, they're all there. They're all fit, they're all firing. I think Parramatta have a bit more to play for. If you look at it, Souths have cemented that top 4 spot. They're going to finish second or third. I don't think they'll finish first. And so I just feel like Rabbitohs do want to make a statement, but Parra have a bigger statement to make. And if Parramatta want that top 4 spot, like they're in the top 4, they need to win this week.
Yeah.
Take a bit of pressure off the team. Take a bit of pressure off the coach. This week's the week, and that's why I'm going to back them in a close one.
There's a difference in pressure when it comes to like the club's pressure, like what the situation they're in, and the media pressure. Media pressure, like, and a fan pressure, it's like South Sydney should be up for this game, but really internally, South Sydney couldn't give a shit because all they're focused on is going one better. They've made 3 prelims in a row. They want to make the GF. They don't want to show or play their cards here, right? If the game is in their favour, they'll go on with it. But if Parramatta's there to play, Parra should win. I just don't see South Sydney's like they're very like when it comes to these kinds of games where it should matter, they don't really give a shit. Especially in the.
So are you saying that they're hiding some plays?
Of course, they're hiding. They're hiding a shitload, bro. You think they've played their hand? Do you really think a Wayne Bennett coach team has played their hand?
Not to its full extent.
Okay, so what are they waiting for?
They're probably waiting for a good opportunity.
They're waiting for a chance at the grand final. And as soon as they get into that prelim final, like they almost shocked the Penrith Panthers last year, they probably should have beaten them. All right? Like, you'll see. All I'm going to say is you wait and see. Watch this space.
Can't wait.
All right. Saturday afternoon, Warriors Sharks. Warriors could win last week. Tigers really buckled, to be honest, but good on them for getting out of that rut and winning. Cronulla, poor, as we said. Warriors don't really have much to play for. Are they still in the hunt? Technically,
they are just hanging in there.
It's a tough one. Harris Savita's back. It could go either way here. I'll just go Cronulla.
Warriors playing off the cuff. They won't have much to play for really, but the Sharks in 8th spot. Can they hang in there?
Surely.
I'm gonna go with the Warriors by 13, just to be controversial.
Sweet. 2 big games after that on Saturday night. Sydney Roosters, Penrith Panthers. We don't really give this game much thought. Sydney Roosters big win last week. Penrith bad loss against Melbourne, but kind of expected. They had players out. They welcome a whole heap back. Coruscant, Yo, Momirovski's back in.
I read
was he playing last week, Momirovski? No.
I read in the media that they're gonna give Coruscant a second punishment.
Yeah, I think the New South Wales Rugby League handed the punishment down. So I mean,
So
it
what's
is
that
what it
mean?
is.
So
I think it's just a fine.
So he won't be missing anymore.
No. He's not missing any more NRL games. So he's
Sweet.
back. No, he's back. So, yeah, this should be a really good game. Cleary's been named on extended bench. So he's playing. Okay, so I got word that he's playing. So if Cleary's in, I think Penrith will hit back here and win.
I'm gonna tip Penrith by a close one. So
I'll pick Penrith again, but like we saw last week, you can't write off the Roosters.
No, not at all.
With Cleary back in the team this week, he'll go into the halves, and which means Burden will probably go into the centres, and then you have Capewell possibly in that second row spot with Sorensen coming off the bench. So someone's going to miss out from the bench, and they got Pangai Jr. playing for this week.
Tavita Pangai Jr., how could I forget? He's back in. So
I'm saying Penrith in a close one.
Yeah, as well. Yeah.
that's a big replacement for the Fish.
All right, and probably match of the round, Manly, Melbourne Storm. Melbourne's just been on fire, as we said. Manly, they've been on fire too. There should be a cracker of a game. So Felice Kafusi out for the Storm. But other than that, pretty much close to full strength for both teams. So I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to go Manly just.
I'm gonna do what my best mate Jared Bland does and just pick with the favourites, and I'm gonna pick Melbourne.
I'm going to have to go with Melbourne here. I think Grant and Pappenhausen coming off the bench is so
It's deadly.
crucial for them. And, you saw what Grant did last week. Pappenhausen's now slowly building that confidence back up. And you got to remember, Manly's a very young side at the moment. And can they stand up to this big task? I'm not sure. But that's probably the reason why I'm going to go Melbourne, just because I feel they're a bit more experienced and a bit more structured and matured in doing the job.
The two games at the end of the round that don't mean
Oh,
anything.
yeah. Can't wait for Sunday. You may as well call that off. I'll be happy if they call that off, honestly. Bulldogs, Tigers, Canterbury. Yeah. What else can I say?
Apparently, if Canterbury beat the Tigers, Madge gets sacked.
You got that a source? Is that a close source? Or
Yeah, it's coming from Triple M's call team.
Mate, they're in the middle of a documentary. They're not getting rid of anyone. Bailey Biondiotto is probably the only shining light for Canterbury. He starts at 5'8". West Tigers,
Dan Laurie obviously missing for them.
Mbai goes to fullback. You should win, Tigers, but again, they're capable of losing this.
They are, but I think they're going to be too good on the day. And
They have to.
yeah, I think the Bulldogs have unfortunately slowly started to give up.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Hopefully, Adam Dewey has an off game.
No, I hope he has a good game. I hope he has a great game. I need him to have a great game. I don't care about our season. I care about Supercoach. Yeah, Tigers by heaps. They should.
Bulldogs by 7.
You're just going to keep doing this, aren't you?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I've lost every round. Might as well.
Might as well ride the rest of the friggin' season. Anyway, Gold Coast, North Queensland.
I'm going to go with Gold Coast just because of the Queensland, the Cowboys outs.
Such as?
Kane Bradley.
Like I said, who cares? Gold Coast should win this.
If the Gold Coast are going to be serious, I think, knock off the Cowboys. But as you know, in a rivalry, anything can happen. Doesn't matter how
Yeah, it's
well you're
true.
playing.
It's very true. Very, very true. All right, that's the games. Hopefully another of them called off. Actually, Sunday, like I said, hope it's called off. Your segment, we've had to kind of change it all up. You want to give a shout-out first?
Yeah, can I just ask our fans and followers to go onto the Parramatta Eels page
Or
vote,
NRL.com.
or NRL.com and vote for Mr. Ryan Madison, who's up for the Ken Stevens Award at the end of the year?
Yeah, I know this award means a lot to him,
Of
and
course.
hopefully he's able to win it.
Not shout-out, Ben. Not shout-out. Shout-out to Ryan Madison. Hopefully he does get it. Hopefully everyone votes. I think voting ends Sunday.
Yeah.
Is that right? So, yeah, plenty of time to vote. And, look, we're going to bring the game back.
Yeah.
Who he play for? How was it? Last week, you had a good effort last week.
Yeah, 1 out of 5.
Why
two out of five.
why bag yourself? You got 2 out of 5. I mean, this should be easier this time.
Yeah.
All right. Do I have to explain the game again?
No.
All right. Courtesy of our friend Jacob here. So, all right. It's time for
Who he play for?
cue the music. All right. Ready to go?
Yeah.
First player, Josh King. Who he play for?
Melbourne Storm.
Good effort. That was a good effort. Newcastle Knights. Is that right? Newcastle Knights.
Okay.
Should have got that.
Oh, but isn't there a king at Melbourne Storm?
Max.
Yeah.
Yes. Close.
Yeah.
Close. It's good effort. All right, next person. Keenan Palacia. Who he play for?
Can you repeat the name?
Keenan Palacia.
South Sydney.
Oh, close. Brisbane Broncos.
Okay.
You got 15 seconds. Think about it. Why are you rushing to it? If just think about it a bit. Here's an easy one. Viliami Valia. Who he play for? Viliami Valia.
I feel like this may be a Cowboys player.
Ooh. Close. Warriors. Nah. 0 from 3, Ben. Come on. Got to make up for it here. Ready? Jordan Grant. Who he play for?
He's the brother of Harry Grant, so
Yeah.
Brisbane Broncos.
He was on the right track, bro. How did you get... Where did you pull Brisbane Broncos out of?
Melbourne Storm?
Yeah, I mean, it's wrong. You can't go back. But you're on the right track. One more. Ready? Bloody what? Helium Luki.
Manlyseaeagles?
Cowboys. Oh. Going backwards, Ben. 0 from 5.
Fucking hell.
You really gotta do your research, mate. Oh,
These are names coming from Team List Tuesday, so you got to do your research.
I mean, it was easier this week.
Looks like I'll be looking at the team list next week.
Yeah. Stay ready.
Easy.
All right. Thanks, Ben.
No worries.
Appreciate it. Fun as always. Jacob, thank you.
Thanks, boys.
A lot will be revealed after this weekend, I think. So can't wait for it. All right. That's it. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week. Enjoy the footy.